Hello, real estate enthusiasts. So I wanted to come in and talk about wholesaling. A lot of the properties that we work with right now are commercial properties. And so I want to explain wholesaling across the board because it can be used in every asset in real estate. And it is a great tool because if you are a new investor or you've been doing it for a while, as you know, marketing can get very expensive. And it's really hard to spend that amount of money on marketing and speaking with your leads and kind of creating that database to only ever make a profit off of the leads that you can actually close on. So wholesaling is a really good tool, and I believe everyone who is an investor should utilize it in some form, even if you are a larger company and wholesaling is not one of your resources that you provide, that you can actually take those leads and sell it to a wholesaling company or refer them to them or work out some type of partnership with a company that does wholesaling because there are a lot of pieces to it. And so if that is not what your focus is, then don't spend your time on it, but definitely figure out a way that you're not losing potential leads. So again, quick little tips on wholesaling. So you will get known in your industry. And so I know a lot of people say, relationship in real estate. And in some ways, I kind of brush it off. But when it comes to wholesaling, you definitely want to make sure that you are clear and precise on the information that you are providing. So make sure that you truly understand the comps in the market, that you truly understand the condition of the property that you are wholesaling, the location that it is in, and what it is going to take to get to the ARV that you're promoting. Make sure that your numbers are accurate and they're not just something that you quickly pulled up on Zillow and you're like, these are your rents, these are your comps, whatever. Because investors know. Investors are in the business day in and day out. They're the ones that are holding the property. They're the ones that are flipping the property. So they know their numbers. And as a wholesaler, so should you. So I know that most wholesalers aren't necessarily holding the properties. And so they're not seeing the property from A to Z. They're not doing every single little piece that a lot of investors are doing. Just because you're not taking on that additional risk, it's a really, really, really good note for wholesalers, if that's what you're doing, is to know what those numbers really look like. So if you're just starting out and you really don't know any of those numbers, contact a well-known investor in your area and just be like, hey, can I kind of shadow your process? Or can I just kind of run some ideas through you? Or, who knows? They could become a huge buyer of a lot of the leads that you're getting, because if they're a big real estate investor locally, it's really good to align yourself and create that relationship. But as a wholesaler, that is your company. And so people are coming to you and they're willing to pay that difference. So wholesaling, you are basically creating that relationship with that potential seller. You're getting that property under contract, and in the contract, make sure you say your company name or assignee. That way, that contract, you are letting the sellers know that you will purchase it or you're assigning it to somebody else. So that is super key in wholesaling properties, because you are committing to the close, or you're committing to assigning it to someone else who will then commit to the close. So make sure that's there and know the market, so then you can negotiate appropriately with the seller. And as you are reputable, real estate investors will be more than willing to pay you $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $50,000 for a contract, because they know you've done the research. They know you've been to the property or you've paid someone to go to the property and your photos are updated. You've done that due diligence. You understand what a correct bid is going to be. You truly understand what the after repair value of the property is going to be, and you've done that calculation, and you're leaving room on the deal for the investor who's taking that risk, who's purchasing that property, that they're going to make money. So they're willing to pay you money because they know that you've created a great opportunity for an investor, and you're not trying to take all of the returns from your wholesale fee. So these are just really amazing tips because as a wholesaler, you might not even know it, but investors are reviewing your deals. And I myself, as an investor, I remember which wholesalers don't know their numbers. So I unsubscribe, or I don't ever buy any of those deals, but I'm watching the deal flows. And as a real estate investor, you are watching lots of areas of where deals are coming in. So you can see who actually like owns the deal. So if you're a wholesaler that's trying to steal other people's deals, real estate investors can see that as well. So just so you know, even though there's lots of Facebook groups out there, there's lots of things on social media, there's lots of different email-based databases out there, just know that real estate investors who are active in a specific market, they do know the actual players in that area. So if you're a wholesaler that's trying to wholesale other people's deals, a real estate investor is going to know that. If you're a wholesaler that's not familiar with that market and you truly don't know the numbers, a real estate investor is going to know that. So as a wholesaler, know your market. If you don't know that market, pay someone who does. There's a lot of real estate agents that will go out and they'll do a BPO, a broker price opinion, for $25 to $50, depending on if it's a single family or commercial property. So for very, very little money, you can actually pay a real estate agent who knows that market, who's in that market, to drive to the property, take pictures of that property, of the neighborhood, of comps, also take pictures of the comps, and to create basically that broker price opinion. So it's like a kind of a quick preview of an appraisal and an actual like ARV of the property. And it's so valuable for very little money. You can get that from a local real estate agent. And so if you have a property in a market that you're not familiar with, I highly suggest that as well. And like I said, align yourself with other real estate investors in that market. And, people are always willing to share their information, or they're always open to new deals and opportunities. So I hope this was helpful. Wholesaling is a huge piece in your company. It's a way to capture all of your leads. And if you don't want to do wholesaling or you're not interested in it, definitely make sure you highlight the leads that you are not able to close on, and you then, as a real estate investor, align yourself with a reputable wholesaler. So then you can actually create a referral fee or some type of commission off of those leads as well. So get as much money back on your marketing. And I'm wishing you all the most success. And stay tuned, subscribe, and stay on for my next video.